Seafarers indeed face several challenges in their effort to maintain a balanced and high-quality diet during at sea. Primarily, a first issue they have is their limited access to fresh produce items like vegetables and fruits. Since the voyages can last several weeks, it is difficult to consistently replenish and store fresh food items and perishable items. Therefore, many times preserved and processed food items become a default. Another challenge I can think of is the lack of variety. The menus tend to be repetitive, especially on small vessels, leading to nutritional gaps and the food fatigue. The lack of variety, as you understand, can affect the morale of the crew and also can push the crew members towards more comfort type of food, which is high in sugar, salt, and unhealthy type of fat, so not healthy solutions. And another area which is of concern is the working hours, the schedule of working hours inside the ship. This can play a role. For example, seafarers many times work long hours and irregular times, and leading to skipped meals or eating at odd times, and this disrupts their metabolism and healthy eating patterns. It's not uncommon in global cargo vessels to see that there is limited healthy options during the night shift, for example. On top of this, I believe that most of the crew members globally are not fully aware of nutritional best practices, and many vessels lack well-trained cooks and sufficient dietary meal planning. On top of all this, we have the budget constraints that can affect severely the food quality and the diversity of food served on board. In any case, addressing this key challenge that I just mentioned needs a combined approach. And this approach should combine better provision strategies and practices, educational of crew on nutrition tips and aspects, better on board storage solutions and inventory management, and I would say here, something we consider very important, should combine also at company level commitment on prioritizing seafarers and crew well-being through improved diet. That's a good question. Well, working with multinational crews, to our opinion, requires a thoughtful and respectful approach to food preparation and menu planning. Therefore, we always first start by familiarizing ourselves with the cultural and the religious backgrounds of the crew members of the vessel we take over, because we believe it is essential to identify and understand dietary key restrictions such as halal food, such as vegetarian, vegan, or even non-pork preferences. And where possible, we request this information well in advance before we commence our service on the vessels we take over, or latest during onboarding, so we can prepare accordingly. Another important measure which we have tested many times and is very helpful is that we are trying to rotate on a weekly basis different dishes from different cuisines, so everyone feels represented. For example, incorporating Asian cuisine with European meals and with traditional Indian and Filipino recipes based on the crew composition not only caters to the preference of the crew, but also boosts morale and a sense of inclusion. Measures we take, I consider another one which is very important. We try and we establish a clear and frequent communication with the crew. We regularly ask their feedback on the meals, and we're open to suggestions. By doing this, we're able to do with small adjustments that can go a long way and keep the crew happy. And at the end, I would say another important measurement that we take is the fact that we always try to actually to combine, to balance the cultural preferences with the nutrition needs, ensuring that regardless the origin of every dish, the meals remain wholesome and varied with sufficient proteins, vegetables and fibers. At the end, I would say ultimately, what is all about? It's all about creating a thoughtful and respectful food environment where the seafarers feel considered and cared for. And this not only promotes the physical health, but also, we believe, a positive atmosphere on board the vessel. Absolutely, absolutely. We strongly believe that quality catering and quality food and beverage management, which practices our company, are not really a cost. Instead, we consider it being really a strategic investment from the part of the ship owner for crew well-being, its retention and operational efficiency on board. I can give you an example from a long-term contract we had with a large shipping company, which was experiencing high turnover and low morale, especially among the multinational crew, which had diverse dietary requirements and needs. After we signed the contract and took over the vessels, our team analyzed the situation and prepared a tailored nutrition program. After implementing this tailored nutrition program, which included culturally inclusive menus, weekly rotation of different dishes from different cuisines, and a constant delivery and supply of fresh produce in key port areas, the ship owner reported to us that he has noticed a big drop, a considerable drop in the turnover of the staff within 2 rotations only. That was very amazing. At the same time, the crew feedback which we received has improved dramatically, and with many seafarers citing the quality of food and the variety of food being as key factors for them staying more on board with the company. On other occasions, just to give you another example, we introduce nutritionally balanced meal planning together with on-board training of the galley staff, focused on portion control, on hydration and energy balanced meals, especially very important on vessels with very demanding, physically demanding working conditions on board. Over the course of several months, the captains and the superintendents started to report fewer and fewer fatigue-related complaints, better focus during critical operations, or even a reduction in minor operational incidents, which they partially attributed to the improved diet and alertness of the crew. We even see the value of investing in digital meal planning tools and the crew feedback platforms, which allow us to adjust the menus in real time based on preferences, based on dietary restrictions, and based on operational schedules. And this does not only cut waste and optimizes cost, but at the same time shows to the crew that their input is valued, and in this way we reinforce their trust and long-term engagement, which we consider very important. Ultimately, what is important is to create this environment that the crew is felt nourished, cared for, and valued. And when the ship owners understand that catering impacts everything from, I can say, from health to retention to better operational efficiency on board, even compliance, then we believe that the conversation shifts from cost to value. Firstly, I would like to say that good nutrition at sea is not just about food. In my opinion, it's about safety, it's about focus, it's about morale, it's about good performance. A well-fed crew is not just a healthy crew, but it's also a more alert crew, a more resilient crew, a more motivated crew. We have seen now and again that a thoughtful and balanced catering program can influence directly the retention ratings, the teamwork, even the operational efficiency on board. If there is a message that I would like to leave to the global maritime industry, I would say that investing in seafarers' nutrition is not a luxury, it's a necessity. These men and women are the backbone of the global trade. They endure long periods at sea, often under very demanding physical and mentally conditions. And the least we can do is to ensure that they are nourished, cared for, and respected. I would say, allow me to say that in an industry like ours, which rightly places growing emphasis in ESG principles, I believe the crew well-being should be a central pillar in the social component. The global shipping industry many times overlooks seafarers, yet they ensure that the supply chains, even the very food we eat daily, continue moving. So the least I can say is they deserve much more than the minimum standard. In our company, in BSM Catering Services, we take the pride that we just not offer provisions, but we offer instead purpose-driven catering solutions which reflect commercially, which reflect cultural diversity, nutritional excellence and science, and most of all, a deep respect for the people we serve, the seafarers. And by doing this, we help the shipping companies to foster healthier and happier crew, and that translates to safer operations, stronger retention, better efficiency on board the vessels, and overall, a more sustainable industry. The message is clear. If we want and we expect professionalism, endurance, and excellence from the crews, we must meet them with the same standards of care, starting from what's in it on their plate. The maritime industry, to my opinion, has to recognize that behind every shipment delivered there is a human story. So let's honor that story by ensuring that our seafarers are nourished, supported, and valued, not only as workers, but also as people.